Mahābhārata, Adi Parva, Anukramanика Parva, Section 1. Om. Having bowed down to Narayana and Nara and Devi Saraswati and Maharshi Vyasa, must the Jaya be recited. Ugrashravā Sati, the son of Mahābhārata, well versed in Puranas, bending with humility, one day approached the great sages of rigid vows, sitting at their ease, who had attended the 12 years Satra of Kulapati Shaunaka in the Naimisha forest. Those ascetics, wishing to hear his wonderful narrations, presently began to address him, who had thus arrived at that recluse abode of the inhabitants of the Naimisha forest. Having been entertained with due respect by those holy men, he saluted those munis with joined palms, even all of them, and inquired about the progress of their asceticism. Then all the ascetics, being again seated, the son of Mahābhārata humbly occupied the seat that was assigned to him. Seeing that he was comfortably seated and recovered from fatigue, one of the rishis, beginning the conversation, asked him, "When comest thou, O lotus-eyed Sati, and where hast thou spent the time? Tell me, who asked thee in detail?" Accomplished in speech, the son of Mahābhārata, thus questioned, gave in the midst of that big assemblage of the contemplative munis a full and proper answer in words consonant with their mode of life. Sati said, having heard the diverse sacred and wonderful stories which were composed in his Mahabharata by Krishna Dvaipayana and which were recited in full by Vaishampayana at the Sarpa Satra of the high-souled Rajarshi Janamejaya, and in the presence also of that chief of princes, the son of Parikshit, and having wandered about, visiting many sacred waters and holy shrines, I journeyed to the place venerated by Dvijas and called Samanta where formerly was fought the battle between the Kauravas and Pandavas, and all the chiefs of the land ranged on either side. Thence, anxious to see you, I am come into your presence, ye reverend sages, all of whom are to me as Brahma, ye greatly blessed, who shine in this place of yajna with the splendor of the solar fire, ye who have concluded the silent meditations and have fed the holy fire, and yet who are sitting without care, what, O ye Dvijas, shall I repeat? Shall I recount the sacred stories collected in the Puranas, containing precepts of dharma and of worldly prophets, or the acts of illustrious saints and sovereigns of mankind? The Rishi replied, the Purana, first promulgated by the great Rishi Dvaipayana, and which, after having been heard both by the Devas and the Brahmacharis, was highly esteemed, being the most eminent narrative that exists, diversified both in diction and division, possessing subtle meanings, logically combined, and gleaned from the Vedas, is a sacred work. Composed in elegant language, it includes the subjects of other books. It is elucidated by other Shastras and comprehends the sense of the four Vedas. We are desirous of hearing that history, also called Bharata, the holy composition of the wonderful Vyasa, which dispels the fear of evil, just as it was cheerfully recited by the Rishi Vaishampayana under the direction of Dvaipayana himself at the Sarpasatra of Raja Janamejaya. Sati then said, having bowed down to primordial being Ishana, to whom multitudes make offerings, and who is adored by the multitude, who is the true incorruptible one, Brahma, perceptible, imperceptible, eternal, who is both a non existing and an existing non existing being, who is the universe and also distinct from the existing and non existing universe, who is the creator of high and low, the ancient, exalted, inexhaustible one, who is Vishnu, beneficent and beneficence itself, worthy of all preference, pure and immaculate, who is Hari, the ruler of faculties, the guide of all things, movable and immovable. I will declare the sacred thoughts of the illustrious sage Vyasa, of marvelous deeds, and worshipped here by all. Some bards have already published this history, some are now teaching it, and others, in like manner, will hereafter promulgate it upon the earth. It is a great source of knowledge, established throughout the three regions of the world. It is possessed by the Dvijas, both in detailed and compendious forms. It is the delight of the learned for being embellished with elegant expressions, conversations, human and divine, and a variety of poetical measures.